This is the Galaxy A35 and this is the Galaxy A55. Priced at $335 or 480,000 naira, the Galaxy A35 promises affordability without compromise, while the Galaxy A55 steps up the game at $430 or 620,000 naira. Now the burning question is this worth shelling out the extra $95 or 140,000 naira for the A55, or does the A35 offer the unbeatable value for money you've been searching for? So if you're on the fence about which Galaxy to let into your Galaxy, let me help you decide, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. From the boxes you get the basic SIM ejectors, USB-C cables, user guide and the smartphones themselves. Nothing spectacular, as Samsung no longer provides chargers or accessories within the boxes. Physically, you can't tell these smartphones apart, except for the antenna lines which would differentiate them on the sides. Otherwise, they maintain same port and I/O placements. They weigh almost the same, and to the eyes, they're about the same dimensions. You get the same IP67 water resistance, glass on the front and the back with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on both displays. There's also this optical in-display fingerprint scanner on both of these devices. You do not get a headphone jack. Both smartphones have a hybrid SIM configuration, meaning one SIM and a memory card, or just two SIMs without you extending your memory options here. In terms of the build and design, it is a tie here and won't be a determinant when trying to pick up one of these smartphones, so a tie. For the speakers here, you have both of them with stereo speaker configuration, a down-firing speaker and the other at the earpiece opening. For loudness and clarity, I really tried to see if they really were different, but I couldn't come up with any difference on these devices. I'd love to give the win to the Galaxy A55, but I honestly didn't notice any significant difference between these two devices. For those of you who like to listen to the mics on smartphones, this is how the microphones on these two devices would sound. This is a microphone test between the Samsung Galaxy A35 and the Samsung Galaxy A55. Let me know which you prefer. This is a microphone test between the Samsung Galaxy A35 and the Samsung Galaxy A55. Let me know which you prefer. Just like the design, the displays here are almost the same. Only a HDR10 Plus certification difference between the Galaxy A35 and the A55. That certification comes with the A55. These displays are 6.6 inch in size and they can go as bright as 1000 nits, meaning they're usable under direct sunlight, but maybe not the brightest you'd get for around these price points. You can set these displays for adaptive refresh rate, which does up to 120 Hz on both of the smartphones, having the same 1080 by 2340 resolution, which is Full HD Plus. Speaking of resolutions here, you can play back YouTube videos on the smartphones at 4K resolution on both of them. As we've come to know and love Samsung displays, these are really good Super AMOLED displays or panels with nice punchy colors and really high contrast ratio. On top of that, these have support for always on display this year. And Samsung decided to protect these devices using a Gorilla Glass Victus shit. It's an almost tie yet again with this device's displays, and the only difference here would be the HDR10 Plus certification you get from the Galaxy A55, meaning you can enjoy and play back HDR media in that format. For these smartphones, you get the Exynos 1480 on the A55 and Exynos 1380, which was on the A54, now on the Galaxy A35. This is where the Galaxy A55 outshines the A35 significantly. The A55's processor here is a newer chip that performs notably better. In fact, you get a better GPU, which of course would aid in GPU-related tasks. The CPU is also clocked higher for better performance, and for day-to-day over-the-top use, you would notice it's slightly more fluid practically. The A35 starts from 6 gigs 128 memory configuration up to 8256, while the Galaxy A55 here starts at 8 gigs 128 up to 12 gigs 256 gigs. I have the base units for both of these devices here. Here are the benchmark scores for Antutu, Geekbench and 3D Mark for these smartphones to give you an idea on how they perform. Basically, the Galaxy A55 is the better device to game on. While I tried on a couple games here, I didn't notice these devices heat up, but the Galaxy A55 seems more chill with the same amount of gameplay. Both devices come out of the box with Android 14 and One UI 6.1. And you should expect about 4 years of Android OS updates on this smartphone, so you're looking at up to Android 18 and up to 5 years of security patches on these devices. Before I go into the cameras, I want to thank you guys for always watching these videos, for the shares, for the subscriptions and the comments. Thank you so much. And if you're new here, we'd like to welcome you to our tech community. Hit the like and subscribe button also. Thank you. You're welcome. Now, the main cameras here are 50 megapixels, 5 megapixel macro, but the ultra wide here is where the difference is noticed. You get a 12 megapixel for the A55 and an 8 megapixel ultra wide for the Galaxy A35. You also notice a 12 megapixel sensor for the front facing camera on the Galaxy A35, but a much better 32 megapixel sensor on the Galaxy A55 for better details, right? Well, we'll see. For the main camera photos, I would love for us to play a game here where we guess which camera took a photo. You ready? Let's go. Okay, here is a reveal. I'm pretty sure a lot of persons here would have gotten confused as to which smartphone took which photo. These smartphones are actually really similar in terms of the photos from the main cameras, and this even extended to the photos coming off the selfie cameras. In pitch darkness and low light conditions, the Galaxy A55 seems to have done a slightly better job with the automatic night mode on these smartphones. You do not have to toggle the night mode feature when in low light conditions, as it automatically comes on for the A series devices. The photos for the zoom lenses are about the same. I mean, take a look at this 1x photos. They're practically the same. At the 2x, you get the same quality, but you can only notice the A55 being better at 10x zoom. Now, how often will you zoom in that much with these devices? Really? How often? For the selfie side of things, I also did get a little confused. Now, we have a 32 megapixel sensor on the Galaxy A55, which should produce more details and better photos than the 13 megapixel lens on the A35, but it seemed to go the other way. I think it might have something to do with pixel binning. I'm not sure, but do you see what I see? Or am I tripping? When it comes to videos, you can record at up to 4K for the rear cameras and the front-facing cameras. For the rear cameras here, the quality is quite good for both of them. In fact, they can pass for each other, and that's a good thing. You do have a little pop for the videos, but nothing out of the ordinary. There's a default stabilization thing going on for both, and as far as details, I love these videos. Now, after having played back the videos from the front-facing cameras on these smartphones, I prefer the videos from the Galaxy A35. It was simply better than the Galaxy A55, no doubt. I'm almost positive that this has to do with some software tuning, and Samsung would likely throw out an update to fix this. But so far, the selfie video on the Galaxy A35 is better. In as much as these smartphones have different numbers for their lenses, I'm tempted to give them a tie because currently there are aspects where the Galaxy A35 felt better and other aspects where the A55 was better. For now, I'll let you be the judge for this category. For the batteries, you should expect about the same experience. You get a 5000 mAh battery on both of them, which takes about 90 minutes to juice from 0 to 100 using a supported 25 watt charger. Now, the maximum charging speed for these devices as supported by Samsung is 25 watts using a supported Samsung charger. You can easily go into the next day with these devices on a single charge as they are properly optimized thanks to One UI, and also the huge battery capacities on them helps in giving you a good battery life. It's a tie here. Generally, the Galaxy A35 is about 90% what you'd get from the Galaxy A55. The only difference would be the slightly better camera when it comes to ultra-wide shots and when you try to zoom in your subject. But other than that, the photos from my test are about the same, and even when it comes to the selfie, I prefer the cameras on the Galaxy A35. Also, you get the better processor from the Galaxy A55. Other than this, you have about the same design and every other thing seems similar. Personally, I would go with the Galaxy A35. You save that extra $95 or 140,000 naira and probably use that towards getting a charger and keeping some change. In fact, even though the Galaxy A55 might be the best Galaxy A series so far, the Galaxy A35 is the better value for money here and should be the pick for most people in order to maximize their money. Bang for the buck, they say. You can check out my individual reviews on these smartphones here, where I also compare them to their predecessors, the Galaxy A34 and the Galaxy A54. Day.